This video is long overdue because so many of you have been asking me questions about this horn. Where did I get it? What is it? Why am I playing on a double? Am I selling the triple? This horn is a Paxman 20L that was made in 1989. I've had it since January, but the story of getting one goes way back to the International Horn Society convention last year. I wanted to buy a double horn because, well, for one reason I don't own a double horn, but as I was teaching my middle school and high school students, and even my college students, I was finding it more and more difficult to teach using the triple horn. The fingerings were different, the horn was different. Basically, I wanted to use the same equipment that my students were using to teach them. Anyway, I tried so many different horns at the convention. I tried basically every single horn that was available at IHS, but the one that I felt had the best sound, was the easiest to play, and was in the best price range for what I was looking for was the Paxman 20. I started looking for used ones online on the various Facebook groups and classified ads, and in January I saw a colleague of mine was listing an older Paxman for sale. It was priced to sell, and it indicated that it needed a little bit of TLC to get back into performing shape. Now, I don't ever recommend that you buy a horn without playing it first, but for some reason I saw this ad, I thought, what the hell, and I went ahead and bought the horn almost within an hour of seeing the ad. When the horn arrived, it was pretty clear it did need some work from a good repair person, so I sent it off to Ion Balu in Chicago to fix it up. However, it turns out that there was a lot of work to do, so I'm just going to read off everything that Balu Music did to this horn. So first off, the valves were a little bit loose inside of the valve casing, so Balu had to relap the valves and tighten the bearings to make sure that they fit inside the casing correctly. This thing needed like 4 or 5 ultrasonic cleanings. I lost count of how many Balu actually had to do to get all of the old residue off. There was a brace that was soldered completely incorrectly from a previous repair, so Balu had to remove the Paxman brace and replace it with a custom brace of his own. A couple of slides were loose, literally falling out of the horn, so Balu did some work to expand the slides that were particularly bad and grease the other ones so that they would stay put inside of the horn without losing compression. He even did a little bit of cosmetic work on the key levers to make them shiny and nice, and in fact he polished the entire horn in what he calls a pearlescent finish. So yeah, a lot of work needed to be done to this thing, but I'm so happy with the horn now. It makes a great sound, and it's been especially useful to teach, but also useful to perform in the orchestra and recitals and to make content with. I'm not getting rid of my triple anytime soon, but I am growing more and more fond of the Paxman sound and how it feels to play on this fixer-upper of a horn.